Only MOS has done 2 assignments. What about others? Though it's not updated, like it should be updated like till 18 because I've given all the assignments. So why you people are not submitting the assignments?
Ma'am, the first two assignments they notified, so I remembered, but the second one I wasn't notified, so I thought it wasn't there.
Yeah. So remember one thing, that after every class, from my end I will be sharing the assignments. For example, if it is weekly test or something like that, on that day there is no assignment. But on others day, there, like, I will surely share the assignment. And the assignment you already know, like it's not something very lengthy one or something like that. It's always the very, like, pick you can say the easiest one, because I usually don't give you people so much of burden, right? So I'm expecting you to people to clear the backlog so that I can update the sheet. It should be submitted. Okay, Heba and Muhammad Ayan, you people are here. That's why. Just to you. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
So I don't know what about others. So let's just start, because if I'll wait, then I have to do lots of things. I have to complete this chapter. Okay. I hope you people are getting the things. Yes. Theory portion. After this, like after this chapter, we'll start with the macro one, because something numerical should be there, because of course it's getting boring. Not boring, but at least you have to learn lots of things. So we'll just start. Like I guess next week I'll be taking the same thing, and after that from next week onwards I'll just start with the unit, like next unit from macroeconomics. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay. So now basically next thing, we were doing green revolution. We already did few things. Now role of government in ensuring that the green revolution benefits small farmer as well. Okay. So how come, see, according to government organized everything and all that. But now, as I told you, that the benefit was being given to only rich people, or you can say the rich landlord. Okay, but the benefit was not given to the poor people, right? So how government ensured that the benefit was given to poor people and the as well, the small farmers as well. Okay, so first, government provided loan at the low interest rate to the farmers. So for example, if you want to take any, for example, you don't have money to purchase fertilizers and all that and to start your work or something like that, then what government was doing, government was providing loans to these small farmers, right, at low interest. Low interest means, for example, for 100 rupees, if for government was charging 20%, which like if you are a small farmer, the government will charge only 10%. Okay, so first, government was providing loans at a low interest rate to small farmers. Second, the government also provided subsidial fertilizer, so that the small farmer could have access to the needed input. So government was also providing the subsidial fertilizer, subsidized fertilizers. Subsidy is basically, we have done this, I think, subsidy part. Yes, na? In, I think, which chapter? We did this, na, subsidy through taxation and subsidies. Remember?
Yes, ma'am.
What about others? No? Okay, so I'll just tell you. Okay. So basically, what is subsidy? Yeah. So what is subsidy? Subsidy is basically, for example, the actual cost of this product is 100 rupees. Okay. If I'll give subsidy, that means the product will cost you maybe 80, maybe 70, maybe 60. So this is basically subsidized rate. But similarly, the opposite is tax. For example, the product is for 100 rupees. If you will add tax, then the product will be for 110 or 150 or 160, whatever it is. So subsidy is basically subtracting, so means decreasing. Right? Clear? I hope it's clear now.
Yes, ma'am.
No.
Yes, ma'am.
Others? Oh. So what government was doing? Government was providing the subsidized fertilizer. For as I told you, that it was not possible for poor people to purchase the fertilizers, because HYV seeds government was providing. But apart from the seeds, you also need fertilizer, irrigation facilities, and all that, pesticides and all that. So what government was doing? Government was providing subsidized fertilizer so that small farmer could also have the access to needed input. So that So small farmer can also purchase these fertilizers and can grow their crops. Okay. Next, the risk of the small farmer being ruined when pests attack their crops was considerably reduced by the service rendered by research institute established by the government. So basically, what happened that there was another factor that a risk of pest attack was there, that if pests will attack the like crops, what will happen, entire crop will be there and nothing will be left over. So basically the risk of small farmer being ruined when pests attack their crop was considerably reduced by the service rendered by research institute established by government. So in that research institute, what happened, you can go, you can visit there and you can ask them to check your crop whether there is any pest or something. If there are any pest, they will be treating it, right? So because of that, the risk basically reduced. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Thus, the green revolution would have favored the rich farmers only if the government did not play an existing role in the ensuring that the small farmer also gain from the new technology. So, the this how you will get this? You will get basically, first you are going to criticize this, okay, and after that you are going to tell that first they told you that it's only benefited the richest sections because people were not able to buy fertilizer and all that. So you are going to contradict them that no, it was not like that. Government played an important role in ensuring that green revolution benefited small farmers. So what government did? First, government provided loan at the low interest. Second, government provided subsidized fertilizers. Okay. Third, yes, Eba, you can rejoin. Okay. Third, the risk of small farmers being ruined when pests attack their crops was considerably reduced by the service rendered by a research institute established by Government of India. Okay. So now you are going to write the hashtag role of government in ensuring that green revolution benefited small farmers as well. So first you will write government provided loans and pro interest rate. Second, government provided subsidized fertilizers, okay, to small farmers till here only. And third, you can write the last point. You have to write the entire last point. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Heba, I'm repeating. You are going to write role of government in ensuring that the green revolution benefits small farmers as well. First point, government provided loans and the low interest rate to the small farmers. Second, government provided subsidized fertilizers to small farmers. Third, government just write the services rendered by research institute established by government India reduce the risk of. Okay, just write the entire thing because that will be somewhere safe.
Okay, ma'am.
Done, students?
Done, ma'am.
Okay, others?
Done, ma'am.
Okay, so next just trend in occupation structure of Indian economy, like what was the trend? Okay, 1950 to 1990. Okay, so we are talking about the agriculture occupation structure. Okay, so you can simply say that it so sorry, students, I just lost network. Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
So
Yes,
sorry
ma'am.
for that. Okay. So basically, yeah, what was the trend in occupation structure? Just check it, Amos. We have done the trends as well, I guess. We have done this, like we have written, I think, huh? Something related to the trend. Yes or no? Yeah, we have written this.
Yes, ma'am. We have written this on the
Yeah,
one
it
on the
was the
screen.
GDP. Yeah, we have
Yes.
written the GDP, right? We haven't written about the occupation structure.
No, ma'am.
Okay. So basically, what you are going to write, hashtag trends in occupation structure of Indian economy during 1950 to 91. Just draw the table. Okay. Because I think you can explain it, right? You people are capable enough to explain it, right? Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So just give the heading trends in occupation structure 1950 to 1950 1990 and just draw this table. Done, students?
Yes, ma'am, done.
Okay, others? Okay, I'll just wait for one more minute. Yes. Then okay, okay. Okay, I think everyone is done. So despite the implications of green revolution, more than 65% of the country population continued to be employed in the agriculture sector till 1990 and 1991. Why? This is very, very important question. Okay, see, despite the implication of green revolution, okay, more than 65% of the country's population continued to be employed in the agriculture sector. Right. So why? The reason is that industrial sector and the service sector did not absorb the people working in the agriculture sector. More economists call this the important failure of our policy during the 1950 and 1991, 1990. Up see what happens basically. For example, you people are good in economics. Okay, somewhere I bought various policies that you can do this, you can become a scientist, you can become this, that. Okay. But somewhere, for example, if you will go to the space, okay, or for example, you are appearing for the NASA entrance, right? There itself, like they won't be selecting you. Why? Because you don't have the relevant skills. They are not going to absorb you. Why? Because you people are from economics background, not from science background. So they won't be choosing you. So because of that reason, that the industrial sector and the service sector did not absorb the people working in the agriculture sector. They were not ready to accept the people who were there and who were working in the agriculture sector. And because of this also, like 65% of the population remained inside, or you can over there around 65. like percent of the people, they remain in the agriculture sector. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Is it fine with everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So you'll just write it down that the from here, just write hashtag and write the industrial sector and the service sector did not absorb the people working in the agriculture sector, right? Because of this, more than 65% of the country population continued to be employed in the agriculture sector till 1990 and 1991. Okay, because of this, more than 65% of the country's population continued to be employed in the agriculture sector till 1991.
Done, ma'am.
Everyone done?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, now this is also one of the important, you can say, topic, because most of the time it's seen that the questions are here, like from her directly. Okay, so subsidies. Okay, now there was a debate. You people know what are subsidies? Like, what are subsidies? Basically, reducing the price and selling them at reduced cost is known as subsidies. Okay, so what was happening basically? People were debating. Some people were saying yes, subsidies are good, they are helping the poor people so that they can purchase the product, but other people are saying that because of subsidies, this is this is not fair, because somewhere what was happening, rich people were somewhere taking the benefit of this, so they were against it. So debate is something, some people will be against and some people will be in favor. Okay, so this was a debate. So what people were saying in against and what people were saying in, like, argument. Okay, so argument against the subsidies. So once the technology is found profitable and is widely adopted, subsidies should be eliminated since their purpose has been served. So basically, what was happening? People who were against the subsidies, they said that okay, you gave them subsidy, that's fine. But once the technology is found profitable and is widely adopted, subsidies should be eliminated since their purpose has been served. So, for example, I introduced some new technology, okay, and because of this, rich people, they were able to, adopt it because they purchased it. But poor people, they won't be like, latest thing they cannot purchase. So basically, I was giving them the technology at subsidized price. So basically, what people say that once, technology become prominent or everybody is using the cost of the technology become cheaper, right? So this is what the people who were against subsidies says, that once the technology is found profitable and widely adopted. Now, see, mobile phone, when it came first, only rich people used to have the mobile phones. Why? Because it was too costlier. But today you can see each and every person, they have the mobile phone, because somewhere technology is widely adopted. Everybody has mobile phone because there are a variety of mobile phones, highly priced, less priced, cheaper, all that. So this is what the people said who were against, that you should remove the subsidy once they are widely adopted and once the purpose is being finished. Okay. Next, subsidies are meant to benefit the farmer, but the substantial amount of fertilizer subsidy also benefit the fertilizer industry. So now this was a very important point. For example, this is a fertilizer shop. Okay, this is a shopkeeper. Okay, so earlier two people were purchasing it, right? Why? Because why two people were purchasing? Because they can only afford it. But now government said that okay, I will be like the poor people, they will be getting the fertilizers at cheaper cost. For example, the cost is 100. Now you will be getting, okay, I'll just use whiteboard. I can understand it's everything. Okay, so basically now the second point, the explanation of second point. For example, this is a shop of fertilizer. Okay, this is the person, he is having fertilizers. Okay, earlier what happened, the price was 100 rupees. Okay, so only rich people came and they used to purchase the fertilizer. Okay, now when government introduced the subsidies, basically what happened, the same product, okay, now government said that okay, you have to give the for poor people you will be giving the like this fertilizer for 80 rupees, and for normal people you will be giving 100. So he said okay, so now earlier two people were coming, okay, but now five people will come. Okay, why? Because maybe these two people will go here and these two people will go here. Okay, these are poor. So basically what is happening, they are being benefited, but the fertilizer, the the owner of the fertilizer company, or the one who is selling fertilizer, he is also being honored, or he is also being benefited, right? Why? Because earlier only two customer was coming, and because of the subsidies five customer came, so he is being benefited because his products are being sold. So this is what the people who were against subsidies said, that okay, if poor section is being benefited, that's okay, but because of them, the fertilizer company and the people who are selling fertilizers and they are already in a good condition, they are also being benefited. So this is wrong. This is what they do. Clear? I hope second point is clear now.
Yes, ma'am.
Others? If
Yes,
no,
ma'am.
I'll explain it again. Is it clear or not?
It's clear, ma'am.
Okay. Heba, Mariam, Adab. Clear or not? Heba, Mariam, Adab.
Yes, ma'am.
Heba, am I audible? I think she's facing like issues today. Okay, so basically what was second point? They put it the forward that subsidies are meant to benefit the farmer, but because of them, fertilizers company and industries, they are also being benefited, which is wrong. Next, among the farmers, the subsidy largely benefited the farmer in the most prosperous region. So there is no case of continuing with fertilizer subsidies. It does not benefit the target group. So what happened basically, among farmers, the subsidy largely benefit the farmers in the most. Okay, Heba, no problem. Among farmers, the subsidy largely benefit the farmers in the more prosperous season. So there is no case for continuing with fertilizer subsidies. It does not benefit the target. Basically, what happened? There are always the different reason, right? Prosperous region, poor region, and all that. So they told the government that this subsidy part is only helping the prosperous region, the region which are already good, right? Because see, if you are providing them the fertilizers, they all HIVC, it's okay, you are providing plus the fertilizers, but plus irrigation facilities and all that, who will provide them? So basically this like whatever subsidies they were giving, it was only benefited to prosperous region, the areas which were already good in condition. So they said that it should continue because they are not being benefited to the target group. Okay, so if they are not helping the target group, then why you are giving subsidies to the people? These subsidies are helping to the people who are already rich, who are already prosperous. So you should discontinue the subsidy policy. This is what the people said against the subsidies. Okay. Next is, it is huge burden on government finance. As you know, when we were doing the capital receipt and all that, right? So basically, somewhere, see, government is paying on behalf of other people, right? So basically, they told that this is the burden for government, giving subsidies and all. It's the burden for government finance, and because of this, government expenditure increases, and there is no benefit in return. Clear? So this is what the argument against subsidies told. Okay. I hope it's clear.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now, next is argument in favor of subsidies. Now, the people who were in favor of subsidies were said, any new technology considered as being risky by farmers, subsidies were therefore needed to encourage farmer to test the new technology. Okay. So what they said that, for example, you bought some technology. Okay. Now, if, for example, if you want to use this technology and it is highly priced, you use that technology, but it didn't benefited you. So somewhere it will be your loss because you are already poor, right? So this is what people said that new technology considered as being risky by farmers. Therefore, subsidy is needed to encourage farmer to use the new technology. Okay. In other words, it was necessary to use subsidies to provide the incentive for adaptation of new HYV technology by farmers, especially the small farmers. Thus, the green revolution benefit the small as well as rich farmers. Okay, you don't have to write all this. Till here, you will be writing that okay, any technology which is considered risky, therefore subsidy should be there. If I'll invest 100 rupees over there, and after even investing 100 rupees, I'm not getting the benefit, so I'll somewhere feel like I had only 100 rupees and I like use that 100 rupees in this technology. Okay. But in case if government will be giving subsidies, I'll be giving only 50 rupees, so somewhere I won't be regretting. In case I didn't like the technology or that technology didn't help me, so somewhere I won't be regretting. So that's why they demanded for the subsidy. Second, the government should continue with agriculture subsidy because farming in India continues to be risky business as is visually dependent on the monsoon. So he's the people who were in favor. They said that government should continue subsidies in the agriculture space, like they should give subsidies for fertilizers, pesticides, even for seeds and all that, because government because farming is very risky. If there is no rain, nothing. Then if your food production is or the food production is declined, then it is going to affect the entire economy, right? So that's why they said that government should continue to give subsidies in this field. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Next, most farmers are very poor and they will not be able to afford the required inputs without subsidies. So few people say there are people who are very poor. So until and unless you won't be giving them the subsidies, they won't be able to afford the inputs. Input means, for example, they need fertilizer. So if you will not give them subsidies, they won't be able to purchase fertilizers at high price. Okay. And next, eliminating subsidies will increase the inequality between rich and poor and violate the goal of equity. So people said if you will remove the subsidies, they will increase the difference between rich and poor. Rich will become richer and poor. They won't be getting any help from the government, so they'll become poorer day by day. And because of this, you have the goal. When we were doing planning, we had a goal of equity. And because of this, you will never be able to, come up with this goal that, okay, we are going to do the equity over here in India. Okay. Next, if subsidies are largely benefit the fertilizer industry and big farmers, the correct policy is not to abolish subsidy, but to take steps to ensure that only the poor farmer enjoy the benefit. So what happened basically? There were people who were saying that big farmers, they are being benefited apart from the small farmers. So what they said that the correct policy is not to abolish subsidies, right? You should not abolish subsidies. Instead, you should make sure that the benefit is only being enjoyed by the poor people and not by the rich people. Okay. So from here you are going to write the correct policy is, people say that correct policy is not to abolish. There will be no benefit by abolishing the subsidies. Either you should focus on that whatever benefit is being given to the poor people, right, is being enjoyed by the poor people and not by the rich people. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
So students, I'm just giving you the
Yes,
notes
ma'am.
every day and I hope you people are learning it, because learning is very, very important. So if you people will not learn it, then it will be a burden, which I don't want, right? So today we'll just complete it. Debate over subsidies, then write argument against subsidies and argument in favor of subsidies. Okay, first do this one, then I'll score it.
Done, ma'am.
Okay, I hope everyone is done with the argument part. Against
Yes,
one.
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Done, ma'am.
Okay. Hiba, you are done?
Yes, ma'am. Done.
Okay, Hiba, you can leave. Okay. Bye bye.
Thank you, ma'am.
Done, ma'am. Excuse me, ma'am.
Done, ma'am.
Yes. Yes, Amos.
Ma'am, could you please show me the arguments against subsidies? I think I missed something. One second.
Okay. Okay. Just a minute.
Okay, ma'am. Done.
Done?
Yeah, done.
Oh. Okay, Adib. Sorry. Yeah. Mohammed Ayan and Amos, you can leave if you're done. Okay.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you. Bye bye.
Thank you.
Take
Bye
care.
bye. You too.
Thank you, ma'am.
Bye bye.
Thank you, ma'am. Bye.
Bye bye.
Ma'am, I'm also done.
Okay, Adib, you can also leave. Bye bye. Take care.
Thank you. Bye.
Okay, Mariam, you can also leave. Bye bye. Take care.